Yes, indeed, folks. Very short break, not enough time for me to even run downstairs and get a drink. So if my voice goes the next 15 minutes, that's the reason. Some of you have been commenting on the fact that I sound slightly different to usual. That's because I went home. And the problem with me is, well, I have many problems, some of which I'm not going to talk to you about. But one of my problems is I pick up accents very easily. And I went home to Newcastle after living in Leicester for the past 3 years. I'll go home about every 6 months to see my family. But when I go home to Newcastle, I pick up the accent within a couple of days. So I might have a little bit of Newcastle twang, possibly. We aye, man. Biker Grove and all that bollocks. But yes. If any of you are having trouble understanding me, well, I apologise. Hopefully, the next couple of days, my voice will return to normal. In the meantime, however, you're stuck with it. I'm afraid. This is Blue Please here on WoW Radio. It's about talking bollocks for 2 hours and playing various comedy features that some people find amusing and some people don't find amusing. One such person did not find our show amusing. That makes me sad. It makes me so sad. His name is Sissay. Or Sisay. Sissy. Hey. And he sent me some hate mail. I like hate mail, but I don't like hate mail that's got no effort put into it. I can't remember the last time someone insulted my heritage and had 3 pages of evil tirades, you know, I bite my thumb at you, sir, plague on both your houses, all that kind of thing. Flaming in style. Unfortunately, no, it was baseless, pointless hate mail. And it accused me of all these wonderful things. Apparently a few shows back I said EQ was not innovative. And I stand by that. It's not. Well, it was a bloody Dungeons & Dragons graphical. It was a carbon copy in many respects of MUDs which had existed for years and years before it. It wasn't innovative. For God's sake. The original MUDs, they were innovative. Dungeons & Dragons, that was innovative. EverQuest? No. It even used the same bloody stats as D&D. Also various other comments. Have you... He was saying all these amazing things. Have you ever been into Molten Core, Blackwing Lair? No, I didn't think so. Yeah, I've been to Molten Core. Quite a few times. I know quite a bit about Molten Core. I read a lot about it. I've done some of the encounters. Didn't do very well, but I did some of the encounters. No, I haven't been to Blackwing Lair. But then again, when was the last time you actually heard me talk about Blackwing Lair? Or Molten Core, for that matter? It's like complaining that the person who's fixing your car is not well versed in carpet fitting. No, Blue Please is about talking complete bollocks about various things, often about the stupidity of the community, and apparently I'm not allowed to do that either. It's mean and unreasonable. Yeah. Insulting the community. No, I insult the idiots within the community. The idiots that ruin this community. Don't pander to them. Don't be sorry for them. They're morons. They ruin your gaming experience. When you go into a game and you get something ninja looted from you, or someone spams your yell or your trade chat with a bunch of gibberish, think. Think about who your friends are and who you really should be supporting. So, I want proper hate mail. Insult me, properly. Don't come up with this bollocks that has no basis in fact. Insult me. themorlock@gmail.com for all your hate mail needs. And, of course, for our working as intended section today. It's working, yeah, it's working. It's working as intended, baby. Oh, dear. So the idea of working as intended this week is we wanted to know how would you progress the character group, as we'll call it. Not the character class, the character group of casters using items in the way that Melee has progressed with Alterat Valley rewards, the Honor rewards, and so forth. There have been a few suggestions. Now, Marco, also known as Aku, says, an interesting equipment bonus might be something that would allow X percentage of a spell to be added on top of the base damage/heal. This would buff casters both in instances and PvP. So if you had an item with the equip bonus of something in the likes of equip on hit, has a 2% chance of doing 5% more damage with a healing damage spell. So if a Mage's Ice Bolt, for instance, hit for 500, the equip procced, the total damage would be 525. Now, this is something I was thinking of as well. The idea of caster proc. Now, caster procking exists in a very limited fashion. The Netherwind kit, for instance. If you have full Netherwind, can I remember my set bonuses? Well, I can access Thought Bot and tell you. But this is a chance on cast bonus. Netherwind regalia. Blah, 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 blah. Filling in time. Netherwind. Here we go. Now, if you have the entire Netherwind regalia, which you don't, I can tell you that for a fact. If you do, you're lying to me. There is a 10% chance after casting Arcane Missiles, Fireball or Frostbolt that your next spell with a casting time under 10 seconds casts instantly. That is a big wowzer piece of bonus there. However, notice it is a caster proc. It is a caster proc brought on by equipment. Caster procs already exist in the form of clear casting, and I believe there's a few others. Yes, of course there are. Plenty of caster procs. But this is a rare example of a caster proc based in equipment. Admittedly, it requires the full Netherwind set, which you're probably not going to see in a million years. But it's certainly available. It's there. It's dangling in front of your face. So, caster proc based on equipment. Yes, I agree. It already exists in the Netherwind regalia. For instance, the Dark Moon Fair card has one. Not very good, but it has one. So that's a reasonable idea for progressing the caster class through the medium of items. Now, do we have anything else? A random idea, here we go. James Neal, also known as Valseer, comes up with what he calls a random idea. Why did Blizzard not borrow from Diablo 2? With plus rank bonuses on items, in Diablo 2 the best sorceress build involved building a build around a specific move or type of moves. Why not allow mages to achieve higher skill ranks beyond the maximum level? Yes. Not a bad idea. So what you're basically saying is you can collect a set of equipment which will allow you to, say, take Fireball to rank 13. Which would be more powerful, have a bigger dot on it. It's not just a case of more firepower. It's a case of perhaps a slight decrease in casting time. Maybe a little bit more range. More damage on the dot. A longer chill effect, for instance, on a Frostbolt. A very good idea. This is the kind of thing we're looking for on this week's Working as Intended. We want your ideas. How do you progress the caster group of classes by using items beyond the usual plus damage and plus int? Now, Jamie Winstanley comes up with this idea. Well, a one item that doesn't get looked at as much as the wand, it could have a chance on hit abilities. So, again, procs. Procs on wands. Interesting idea. Never seen one of those before. Lots of good ideas coming in. Get them into the show and we shall read them out. Now, shout-outs, it was a big mistake. Absolutely massive mistake to actually ask people to give me shout-outs because my IRC window is filled to bursting point with shout-outs. I'm going to try and get through as many as possible before the next section. So, now, GCSE failure Chris says this. Claire is a dirty-faced hoe bag. Oh, how horribly unpleasant of you. I'm not going to be insulting people over the radio very often, so that is the one and only time I will ever slander someone on air. Right. More shout-outs. More shout-outs. Loads more shout-outs. Right, all the horde on the European server of Blade Fist. This one goes out from Oxmate. Keep up the good work and gank the Alliance scum back. Woo. Woo indeed. Shout out to the Harbingers of War, a multi-server guild. That's www.harbingersofwar.com. That's from Cobra. Shout out saying that Tiax is a jackass who should be pulled into hell for his jackassness and be consumed by the fires of Shank. Hey! That's frightening. Willie Trapper wants to request a shout-out to himself because he's the elitist rogue on Skull Crusher. So he says. So everyone go and gank Willie Trapper tonight just for the fun of it. Shout-out to Night Viper in Gloucester, who will no doubt be listening to the archive when he wakes up. That's from Core6, who is reaching level 31 in WoW at the moment. I assume that's from his ult. A shout-out to Super Cow, and Geo the Troll Priest from Burning Blade. And his guild One Vision, which is doing a great job in MC. Comforting shout out to all the warriors, they need it. So says Erogar. Moiran asks for a fertility blessing. No, I'm not going to give anyone fertility blessings today. Unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable behaviour. Anyway, loads more shout outs, but I'll try and deal with those later. Ridiculous amounts of shout outs. I should probably never tell people to give me shout-outs in the future because this is just silly. Anyway, if you haven't had your shout-out, you'll get it later. Don't keep pestering me. You give me a headache and it makes me sad. Right. Just enough time before the next break to plug our sponsor, one of them. Guildportal.com. They're fantastic. If you go to guildportal.com, you will instantly have hot women attracted to you. Yes, you will. They will come into your room as you listen to this show, and they may stroke your hair. And for a small amount of money, may stroke other parts as well. Hot women. Lots of hot women. If you're a female, then hot men will come into your room and do exactly the same thing. And here's something nice about Guildportal.com. For every subscription and subscription renewal, Guildportal.com donates $1 to the Food for the Hungry and other humanitarian organisations. Fantastic. So you can subscribe to Guildportal.com, the leader in guild hosting, and you'll be doing something for the starving children as well. Fantastic. You can be like Bono from U2. Brilliant. So yes, Guildportal.com, the leader in guild hosting. Hopefully they're not listening to this show. But never mind. Okay. I think it might be time for a little bit of piracy. Yes. Yar. A bit of piracy. There's a band called Running Wild, and they have a bit of a pirate obsession. This song is called Under the Jolly Roger. You're listening to Blue Please here on WoW Radio. Enjoy.